go across to Parliament Hill with the latest breaking news coming in from there and an update to a story we've been tracking on the Conservative pipeline motion. Let's bring in CTV's Rachel Aiello, who is standing by with more. Hi, Rachel. We now have the results of that vote. How did it all play out?
Yeah, good evening. So the Conservative amendment and the main motion were just defeated, Akshay, by a vote of 139 yeas to 196 nays. That was seeing the Liberals, the NDP, and the Bloc voting against the Conservative proposal. So after a day of dramatic procedural wrangling here on Parliament Hill, a proposal, an amendment to the proposal, the Liberals saying all of this essentially is just a political stunt from the Conservatives. The House of Commons has rejected this motion, which called for the House to acknowledge the MOU between Alberta and the federal government and to indicate a support for Alberta-based pipeline to the West Coast.
So talk to us, Rachel. What led to all of this? What did the Conservatives really gain from this motion?
Yeah, so this was the last opposition day for the Conservatives of this year. So this was their final attempt, essentially, Akshay, to pressure Prime Minister Mark Carney and his Liberals about some of the divisions we've been hearing about within his caucus about where certain MPs might stand on the MOU with Alberta. So they took wording directly from the MOU, put it into a motion, and wanted to have MPs vote clearly, yay or nay, do they support this? But the Liberals were pretty quick to say, not so fast. Essentially, there was a lot more in that MOU than there is in that motion, and we don't want to cherry pick and indicate support for parts of it without recognizing others, which is kind of what prompted the Conservatives midday today to bring forward that amendment, putting some additional wording around what Alberta's committed to about consulting with British Columbia into the motion. But I think the key omission continually from the Conservatives was any mention of Alberta agreeing to an industrial carbon price. And ultimately, Akshay, that was what the Liberals were able to point to and saying that is still not in there. That is something you will probably not ever see this Conservative government indicate support for, and so we're going to be voting against.
All right, we leave it at that tonight then. CTV's Rachel Aiello reporting from Ottawa. Rachel, thank you for that update.
You're welcome.